Hey guys, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be talking about going into a total transformation. But the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that where we are is not where we're going, right? Because the biggest thing is if you go into Atlanta, right, it does no good to plug it into the GPS. You're already in Atlanta, right? So what we want to do is we want to set goals properly. We want to make sure that we can get to that next level. Okay, so on this video, what we're going to talk about is the 5 steps that you must do in order to attract the right types of clients and customers to your business, no matter what that business is. If you're just if you're starting a community, if you're starting like a community service nonprofit, right, you still need a crusade. You still need people to follow what you're trying to do. Okay, so in the next next segment, right, what we're going to do, we're going to dive in to exactly those 5 steps, and we're going to get it done in about 15 minutes or so. Okay, so watch this testimony as we do.
Hey, what's going on, family? It's yours truly, Nick Woodard, checking in with you. Another amazing day. Hey, real quick, I want to just share my personal testimony on how my econ, the personal financial success company, has helped change me and my family's life, right? So before my econ, I was living not even paycheck to paycheck. I was living getting paid Friday to being broke on Monday, right? I had credit cards maxed out. I was in debt up to my neck and was clueless about money. So I was introduced to this opportunity by my personal mentor, Mr. Terrence Hill, the founder of the Financial Blueprint Academy, because we believe in giving people a financial peace of mind, right? And he shared this information with me, and based off the first strategy when it comes to cash flow management, I was able to legally adjust my W-4 form as well as my wife's, and we income shifted an extra $700 back into our household each and every month, right? And we took the new cash flow and put it towards our debt. And up to today's date, we have snowballed over $50,000 in debt at the government's expense, right? And on top of that, we have actually cash flowed just over $100,000 by applying these strategies. So I encourage each and every one of you to reach out to anyone you hear who is talking about personal financial success, representing my econ, because we're all about changing lives and we want to welcome you to the financial journey. Have a blessed one. Peace.
Okay, so the biggest thing that I want you to understand first and foremost is this. There's a large difference between cash flow, right, and income. You see, majority of the times what I've seen over the last 20 years of talking to people about business and consulting, the thing that I've seen is that everybody wants to go out and get that bag, right? They want to go out and make more money, They say, hey, I'm going to get to 6 figures, right? I'm going to make that 6 figures every year or whatever, to where I'm going to make, $10,000 a month, 5 figures in a month or whatever, right? But there's no cash flow present. What I mean is this: there are people out there that are living on, say, for instance, $20,000 a year. They're making $40,000 a year. Then there's other people that are living out there and they're making like $1 million a year, but they're spending $2 million a year. You see what I'm saying? So it does no good to make that amount of money when you're still going to be broke in 6 months if your income stops. Okay, so what happens when your income stops? That's the thing. And then what I noticed as well, if you were like me in a business, what I was doing was I was the accountant, right? I had to do the marketing. I had to do everything about that business. If I was not working in that business, money being made, I had no leverage. I had no cash flow. Okay, so what you got to do is when you're learning these 5 steps, you got to understand the right premise of where you're going. What I'm giving you is not 5 steps just to increase your income. If you don't do the things that are necessary when you're increasing your income, to start decreasing your taxes, decrease your expenses, right? How to outpace inflation and how to properly invest, then it does no good to have more income, right? Think about it this way. How many people have you seen on TV or in real life that all of a sudden had a windfall, right? Had a set of money come in. then all of a sudden, it destroyed them, right? Because it is written somewhere, it says, hey, a fool and his money is soon parted. Okay. So the thing is, when you get to a point to where you're committed and you say, hey, this is where I want to be, no matter what comes, this is where I'm going. Okay. And see, the things are, you use the proper structure, the proper solutions, the proper principles, then you don't have to worry about the things that are coming your way. Okay. So let's dive into the first of those five. Okay. And the first one is you got to be actively listening. Okay. Because think about it. When there are individuals that are around you, companies that are around you, they are actively listening to what you're doing. Think about it. When you go on, let's say, for instance, Facebook, and you click on an advertisement, right? What do you see? As soon as you click on the advertisement, you go to Instagram. They're over there. They're following over there. The next thing you know, you see another ad about it over there. They're actively listening to your decisions, what you want. Okay. And see, that's what you got to do with the people that are surrounding you. You got to actively listen to the problems or challenges that they're having. And when you do that, then you can help them to get to what they want first. You see, the biggest problem that we have is all of a sudden we have this new pill, potion, lotion, wrap, tea, whatever it is, we have this new thing, this brand new shiny object, and I love it, so everybody else must love it too, right? That can be the case, right? But in reality, what is, you're excited about that particular thing that you have, okay? And the excitement it has moved you to action, okay? The people that are around you, they don't have the same excitement about your product, your service. They don't have that same excitement, okay? So what you have to do is develop them to a point to where they know, like, and trust you by actively listening, okay? So when you hear somebody has a challenge with a more time, maybe they need more money, right? Those are things that people need. Do you have a solution to help them with the day-to-day things that they need, right? See, that's what we're going to help you with. That's what you need in today's market to be able to succeed. You got to be able to give them what they want, where they are, okay? Then what you can do is you're able to create income and cash flow outside of your particular product service. Okay. See, that's where you can make money regardless if your product or service is sold or not, because you're helping people to get what they want first. Okay. So that's called prospecting or actively listening. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is part two. Okay. You got prospecting, actively listening. Now you want to be able to pique their interest. Okay. And then at that same time, you want to pass them onto something that's going to describe your particular solution that you have for them. Okay. Because when you get involved with describing it firsthand, like I can do this and, I can do that, or the product then does this and the service is like that. And it's already approved by FDA and all these types of things you're just spitting out, right? You're throwing up over that individual. Okay. See, what happens is that person has no excitement level to listen to all of that debris that you're going and that you're shooting at them. Okay. So first and foremost, let's generate the know, like, and trustability first and foremost. Okay. So we pique their interest with a simple question. Okay. Hey, I heard you say you had a challenge with this, or this, whatever that was, right? Have you ever heard of the solution? Okay. And see, I'll give you all the steps that you need to make sure that you get them to that solution. And your thing is, have you ever heard of income shifting? Maybe. Have you ever heard of the 369 financial? See, you're helping them to get to where they want, right? Just think about it. If you're somebody and they said, hey, I really like the Marvel universe or whatever, right? See, I'm a nerd or whatever you might want to call those. So, somebody says, I like the Marvel universe. You might say, hey, have you seen all of the movies, right? If you haven't, man, you got to check out Black Panther, right? Or you got to check out Bop, 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 right? You just give them a solution with what you heard them by actively listening to what they had a challenge with, or either what they had a desire for. Okay. So that's how you pique an interest, and then you pass them. You didn't start describing everything about the director, right? The who made the movie, right? Who cast it, right? No, you talked about the exciting parts, the fight scenes, right? You talked about the story. Okay, see, that's the part that's missing. You pass them on to a story. So once you pique their interest, have you ever heard of income shifting? I heard you had a challenge with this, and this. Okay, so they say, no, I've never heard of income shifting. Then what you do is you pass them to the story, the exciting part. Well, man, I just learned how to do adjust my W-4, and now I receive an extra $400 a month, and now I can write off the things that I use in my home that I was just sending out bills for. Okay, I'm earning an extra $1,000 a month by just changing my mindset. Okay, so you gave them a story of how the solution is going to help them with their problem. Okay, so you pique the interest and you pass them on to the story. Okay. And now they're going to say, what, man, how does that work? Or, how can I do? Well, now you take it back, right? Because you want to pass them on to the third party. You gave them the story. So now they say, man, how does that work? Do you think that can help me? Or, how can I use that to help my situation or whatever? You say, man, I'm not really sure. I've been working with some people, some experts that's really showing me the way. They have a criteria for the people that I invite. Now, are you sure that you really want to get that challenge over? Because I really don't want to waste my invite. I'm not being funny, but I'm just doing business. Okay. They say, yeah, definitely. I definitely want to get little Sammy to college. I definitely want to have an extra $500. I definitely want to stop working at the second job. Whatever that particular challenge is, right? You say, hey, great. So what I want to do is I just simply want to introduce you to my mentor. And then you let the mentor, the expert, talk to your person. Okay. Now what you do is you pull yourself out of the equation. Now you can do what? Go after your purpose, your mentor, your coach, your expert, the guy, the girl that is there, the lady, the woman, the man, however, so many different political correct things to say. But however that person is that is there for you will help you to cultivate, to grow your business while you now can focus on your end goal. What are you going after in life? Okay. Working on personal credit, business credit, leveraging credit, working on cash flow management, business income, and also investment income. You see what I'm saying? You see, everybody goes through these steps to get to the end goal. But what we do, we put in front of us, hey, I need some money. Right. And so we put in front of that need for a quote unquote need for money. Do we start running to do things to exchange a particular action for a particular amount of money? Okay. And see, that's nothing but exchanging your time for dollars. You're still working for a job. Okay. So what we want to do is create the leverage in your life so that you can start buying back your time. Okay. If you do not buy back your time, then you're going to be, to a point to where you're going to need to buy back your time, because it's going to be to a point to where either you don't want to work or it's time for you not to work. Okay. Because they said, hey, we no longer need you or desire you because of age or because of, we've moved over to offshore. Okay. So you got to be in place. All right. So number 4, what we've just talked about is the first 3. We said, hey, we were going to actively listen, prospect it. We said 2, we're going to peek and pass, right? That's in the same thing. We're going to pique interest and then pass them to a story of how we have achieved our particular first results of success. All right. We've adjusted our W-4 and got a couple $100 back, or we've had success with personal credit. Now we got a 750, or we've had some success in creating some business income, whatever that may be, that initial amount of success, right? So then after that, we move them onto the expert and say, hey, what you got to do is, I'm not sure if they can help or not, but what I'll do is give me a couple of times that you have available, and I'll see if they can match those times. Give me a couple of times that you have available, and I'll see if my mentor can match those times. Now I get that set up for you. I'll give you a call right back and let you know, or either reach you back and let you know which time that he or she will be reaching out to you. Okay. So be ready for that. Okay. So now you have them primed okay, to get their questions answered, okay. Once you do that, now the presentation comes into play. Okay. So you did a peek and pass over to 3, the presentation. Presentation is generally going to be something short, something sweet that's going to give them a insight into getting their solutions, taken care of. Okay. Then that expert is going to help them get to that presentation. Okay. So the experts you pass them to, the expert then is going to help them to get to that presentation. So that's the goal. That's the whole goal. Help them to get to what they want. Then they know, like, and trust you enough to get your product and service, or either refer your product and service. Okay. So either way, you've attained a new customer, a new client, or potential. Okay. So now you continue that process throughout your day. Right now, you can always go out and spend, X amount of dollars, thousands of dollars or whatever on, your Facebook ads, Instagrams, those types of things. Now, you can do that. You can find the strategies, structures to do that. But majority of people I talk to, they do not have that type of income to put an extra anything on advertising, nor do they have the money to actually put on to learning the advertising. Okay. So let's do the steps to get your money working for you. Then you can go learn how to get your advertising dollars to work for you. Take the course, or, pay somebody to do that, right? Because that works for you as well. But right now we're trying to say, hey, where are you? Where do you want to be? What resources do you have now? Okay. And let's take action. Okay, let's take action. That's what we want to do. We want to start moving. Okay, so let me go over here as we started on our last 2 P's that you see what we have going on. And I appreciate you tuning in, Ms. Haywood. And as you see, the know, like, and trustability is very important what we're doing. Okay. So as we're going through this process, remember, now we're going to pass the presentation. Our job is to get them to the presentation. Our job is to get them in front of something that we know is going to give them a solution. Our job is not to make up their minds. Okay. We're just collecting decisions. We're just going to say, hey, is it yes, no, maybe so? Just tell me quick. I got to go. Okay. Because I know there are others that definitely want to help. You definitely want to get some assistance. See, when you do this, this generates that, like I say, know, like, and trustability. Now this generates more people that want to know about your crusade, more people that want to know about your purpose. You see what I'm saying? And see, purpose equals people. Crusade equals clients and customers. Okay. So when you do that, you have to generate the momentum. So that's what these first few years are about. Generate your momentum, generate your momentum. You're learning, you're exploring, but you're doing this within a framework that's already been proven to work. You see what I'm saying? You're not just out there bumping your head saying, hey, let me learn the LLC. You learn how to do a business. Let me learn how to get financing. Let me learn how to secure this lease. Let me learn, you know what I'm saying? And so you're just going around and around and around. And see, I know that's what you feel like you have to do, because there's so many people out there that say, hey, pay me this, pay me this, pay me this, and I'll show you. Pay me this, pay me this, pay me this, and I'll show you. But what we are offering you is an opportunity to be a part of a membership, an income shifting membership, where you can get that education for yourself and you can put these things to work for yourself, right? You don't have to worry about going here, here, and here, knowing and thinking about who to trust to make sure that you're going to get. We're going to give you people that's already succeeded, right, within this membership. So let's move forward. So presentation, then after the presentation, you just want to take the decision. Was it yes, no, maybe so, right? Then you want to plug them in, right? So once you do that, it's a yes, you plug them into, the enrolling process, right? Whatever it is that's going to give them that solution. If they say no, you plug them into what the no is. Okay, is that I follow up with you 6 weeks? Is it a not now? Is it a hard no? They hit you in the nose? Of course not. So it's a follow up later, not now. Okay. Everybody's not in the same room that we're in. Okay. That room is what? The room for improvement, right? So what we want to do is we want to understand where they are and then plug them. That's the 4th P. Plug the person, the decision that you get, plug them into the next step. See, that's why it's so important to track what you're doing. If you don't have your things written down, who you talk to, what was said, then how are you going to get to that next level? Right? If you don't have a tracking management system over the least things, how are you going to ever get rewarded with the larger things? You're not, right? If you get a windfall or something like that, it's going to go right through your hands. Okay, so let's get those pieces together. Okay, so after you're plugging the people into the right place, you're just collecting decisions. There's no emotional attachment to it. You plug them, yes, okay, great, let's get you started. No, great, let's get you started, right? Doesn't matter, it's cool, okay? Then the next thing you want to promote, right? So now if they said a yes, you promote that person into making sure that they're getting their solutions taken care of. What it is that they wanted, plug them in, make sure they're getting that taken care of. If it's a no, continue to, promote to them to make sure they're getting their solutions taken care of, right? If it's a no and you're promoting to them, you just let that person know, hey, do you mind if as something new comes up with the business, or if I learn something new about finances, do you mind if I share that with you from time to time? Right? Of course, they're gonna say, yeah, great, because they just want to go on with their business. They feel relieved that you didn't pressure them into something else, okay? Or to try to close them, okay? So now when you're doing that process, you will promote to them the new things that you're learning every day. So now, why do you plug in to the daily calls that happens, right? See, with CEOs, they're going to call a play. The play is then ran by the different people underneath the CEO. They're calling meetings to make sure that it is ran properly. See, that's the same thing that we're doing. You're trying to get to a certain place. So there are meetings that are being held where you can get and glean everything you need to get to that place. See, that's why you plug in, so that you can become a better or a bigger center of influence. You can increase your personal value. If you don't increase your personal value, then there's no reason why that person should know, like, or trust you. Okay, what new do you have to offer? You see what I'm saying? But if you're consistently learning, you're plugging into people that know more than you. Okay, you're consistently plugging in to people that have succeeded in different areas. You're consistently plugging in and gaining new education, understanding, business income, investment income, cash flow management. You're learning terms, definitions, right? You're becoming, and more and more and more. You cannot attract what you refuse to become. Okay, so that's what we want to do, and that's what we want to get involved with. And that's what we want to do. Those are your 5 P's. That's your prospecting, right? Then you're peaking pass. Then you're presenting, okay? Then you're going to plug, and then you're going to promote, right? And we can talk about this in detail within our membership. We can show you how we do what we do, how we can help you to show your money how to make money, right? It's not about a fluff or anything like that. Not about pills, potions, lotions, or wraps or teas. If that is your your value or your passion, your purpose, then let's show you how to do that. Okay, but first and foremost, we have to get income or cash flow out of the way as a challenge. Then the mind is freed to be able to receive the things necessary to use the resources that are out there. Until you get that income out of the way, or cash flow as a problem out of the way, your mind is always going to be focused on the wrong things. Okay, so we must first focus on the solutions and the strategies that help us to do that. You see, and as I round this up, think about it this way. Everybody's looking for 2 things. That's living the best lifestyle now and living the best lifestyle later, right? Retirement. Those are the 2 things that we're all trying to do, no matter what it is. Now, you may do it different ways because you feel like you can't trust these persons, or so you feel like you got to go on your own, or you feel like you got to get it this way or get it that way because you may not like accountability, or training or decisions or discipline. You see what I'm saying? So there's another way. That's why people go over here and they say, hey, I can't lose weight, right? So they find a coach because they know they don't have the stickability, right, to do the things necessary to lose the weight, right, or to gain the weight, or whatever that is, that discipline is required, right? And see, that's the general cause of why we don't get involved in things that will help us to prosper. Okay, you see, once you do that, though, you can get involved in knowing where you're going. When you know where you're going, then you make your money work for you. Then your money starts to make money. Now what? Now that money does what? Creates assets for you. The assets then pay for your expenses. Therefore, you don't have to work as hard. You don't have to work as hard. You have more creative mindset. Then you can actually generate a business. You see what I'm saying? So what you do here is follow steps, use a framework, use a system. And that's what I was taught, by my mentor. And now I've seen how I can effectively do it. And as I let you go, remember, I don't know if you know or have seen or have understood my actual testimony, but I've been out there creating income, for years. I've been involved in real estate since I was 18 years old. Okay. Now I'm 48 now. So I'm about 30 years or so. You see what I'm saying? So we've created lots of income. We got to the point where we created $100,000 a week. That's what we were doing. But I had almost $80,000 a month in overhead. Okay. So the income that was coming in was not producing the right type of cash flow. So when the market dipped in 2009, 2008, 2009, then there was no preparation. Okay. All the houses were just lost, over $4 million in losses, over 62 houses gone. But now I understand cash flow and income. And see, now I'm using this strategy just to announce to you guys that there is a different way. There is a better way than just generating income, just out there trying to get the bag, but understanding how to use principles, how to use strategies, right? How to use leverage to grow your business. All right. So that's what we're going to do, guys. I appreciate it always. And as always, I'm going to leave you with a little something so that you can see a testimony by making sure that your money is working for you. Got to the point to where he's also investing, 50% of his income, living off of 40% and giving away 10%. What kind of life, is that? It's an awesome life, right? So let's listen to his testimony.
I'm super excited about my income because of the freedom, the flexibility that it allowed for me and my family to have. Before my econ, I was in the military and we had more month than we had money. After applying the strategies and using the system, we've been able to cash flow up to $700,000. I have retired without having to get a retirement job, and my wife is on the same path to retire within the next 2 years so we could just live our life on purpose and with our kids. That's why I'm excited about my econ.
All right, so I'm signing off now, guys, and I tell you, as always, pursue your purpose, right? Because on this side of purpose is only frustration and your comfort zone. But everything that you want is outside of your comfort zone. You got to grow through the dirt, right? You got to grow through the growing pains and all those pieces, right? It's called growing pains. It's not called growing peace, right? It's called growing pains, right? So if you're not experiencing the pains of going through different things, the ups and downs, the lefts and rights, then are you going towards your purpose? Okay, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Be a purpose pursuer and be real, renewing excellence and advancing leadership. Talk to you soon. Peace.